Hey everyone, it's Casey here. Today we're diving into something super important. Safety tips for skydiving and bungee jumping. Whether you're a thrill seeker or just curious, these tips are crucial for a safe and fun experience. We're talking about jumping from thousands of feet in the air, folks. It's seriously intense stuff, and your safety is paramount. We're not talking about riding a bike without a helmet here. This is the real deal. So, we're going to break down the essential safety precautions you need to take before taking the plunge. We're talking about everything from gear checks to mental preparedness. Trust me, you don't want to overlook these things. This isn't about fear-mongering. It's about empowering you to have the most incredible experience possible while staying safe. So buckle up, pay attention, and let's get into it. First up, we're talking gear. And I'm not just talking about making sure your GoPro is charged, although that's important too. We're talking about life-saving equipment here. Before you even think about stepping foot on that plane or climbing that bridge, you need to inspect your gear meticulously. And I mean every single strap, buckle, and connection point. This is non-negotiable, people. Imagine jumping out of a plane only to realize your harness is faulty. Not a good look, right? That's why you need to channel your inner detective and give everything a thorough examination. Trust me, taking those extra few minutes to double-check your gear could literally save your life. It's that simple. Now, I know what you're thinking. Casey, I'm not a gear expert. What if I miss something? And that's totally valid. That's what the professionals are for. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If you're unsure about anything, ask your instructor or a qualified professional to double-check. They've done this 1,000 times and know what to look for. Remember, it's better to be safe than sorry. This isn't the time to be shy or try to act like you know everything. Your life is literally on the line. So be proactive, ask those questions, and make sure everything is 100% good to go before you even think about taking that leap of faith. Alright, so you've checked your gear, everything looks good, you're ready to go, right? Not so fast. Now it's time to talk about the importance of listening to your instructor. These guys and girls, they're the pros. They've jumped more times than you've probably had hot dinners. They know the ins and outs of this stuff like the back of their hand. When your instructor is talking, you listen. And I mean really listen. Don't zone out. Don't scroll through Instagram. Absorb every single word they say. Their instructions aren't just suggestions. They're there to keep you safe. Think of it like this. They're holding the cheat codes to surviving this crazy adventure. Remember, this isn't the time to be a hero or try to wing it. They're going to teach you everything you need to know, from how to properly exit the plane to how to land safely. Pay attention to the details, even the ones that seem small or insignificant. They might seem irrelevant at the time, but trust me, when you're hurtling towards the earth, you'll be glad you listened. Remember, your instructor has seen it all, and they're there to guide you through every step of the way. So trust their expertise, ask questions if you're unsure, and for goodness sake, pay attention. All right, we've covered gear and instructors. Up next, we're diving into something equally important, knowing your limits. Stay tuned. All right, guys, we're talking extreme sports here. Pushing the boundaries, staring fear in the face. That's the thrill of it, right? But here's the deal. Knowing your limits isn't about being a wimp, it's about being smart. Look, I've jumped out of planes, I've stood on top of buildings ready to take the leap, and let me tell you, the line between bravery and stupidity is thinner than you think. It's tempting to get caught up in the moment, to try and prove something to yourself or others. But trust me, Pushing yourself too far is a recipe for disaster. This isn't about chickening out, it's about being honest with yourself. Are you physically and mentally prepared for this jump? Have you worked your way up to this level? There's no shame in starting small and gradually challenging yourself. Listen to your body, listen to your mind. If you're feeling unsure or apprehensive, that's a sign to step back and reevaluate. There's no pressure, all right? This isn't a competition. This is about you and your experience. Remember, guys, this is supposed to be fun. And pushing your limits doesn't have to mean doing something absolutely insane right off the bat. Start small, get comfortable, and then gradually increase the intensity. Think about it like this. You wouldn't just run a marathon without any training, would you? No way. You'd start with shorter distances, build up your endurance, and then eventually work your way up to the big leagues. Same goes for skydiving and bungee jumping. Maybe you start with a tandem jump, where you're attached to an experienced instructor. Or maybe you try a lower altitude bungee jump to get a feel for the free fall. The point is, you challenge yourself incrementally, step by step. Each success, no matter how small, builds your confidence, expands your comfort zone, and gets you closer to conquering those bigger challenges. And trust me, the sense of accomplishment you feel when you finally nail that big jump? Priceless. Okay, so you're pumped, you're ready to jump, but hold on a second. Before you even think about stepping foot near a plane or a bridge, you gotta check the weather. And I'm not talking about just glancing out the window. We're talking serious weather analysis here, people. Wind speed, visibility, rain, even humidity. These are all factors that can make or break your jump. Mother Nature doesn't mess around, and neither should you. Imagine this. You're free-falling at 120 miles per hour, winds whipping past you, and suddenly, bam, you're caught in a gust that throws you off course. Not a good look, right? Or how about this? You're all set to bungee jump off a bridge, but fog rolls in, reducing visibility to practically zero. Suddenly, that exhilarating plunge turns into a terrifying leap of faith into a blurry abyss. Look, I get it. Checking the weather might not be the most exciting part of the experience, but it's without a doubt the most crucial. It's about respecting the elements, understanding the risks, and making smart decisions. Luckily, in this day and age, staying informed is easier than ever. There are tons of weather apps and websites out there that provide accurate and up-to-date forecasts. Use them. Check the forecast for the specific location of your jump and pay attention to the details. Wind speeds above a certain threshold are a major red flag. Rain can affect visibility and make landings slippery. And don't even get me started on thunderstorms. Remember, safety first, always. If the weather looks even slightly iffy, postpone your jump. It's better to be safe on the ground wishing you were in the air than to be in the air wishing you were safe on the ground. All right, adrenaline junkies, let's talk about something just as important as the jump itself, your health. You can't exactly defy gravity if your body's not up for the challenge, right? Look, I'm all about pushing limits, but not at the expense of my well-being. Your body is your temple, your instrument for adventure, so you gotta treat it with respect. That means making sure you're in tip-top shape before you even think about strapping into a parachute or a bungee cord. I'm not saying you need to be a marathon runner or a bodybuilder, but you gotta be honest with yourself about your physical condition. Are you generally healthy? Do you exercise regularly? Any underlying medical conditions? These are all things to consider. Listen to your body. If you're feeling under the weather, if something doesn't feel right, don't ignore it. Pushing yourself when you're not 100% can lead to injuries, and nobody wants that. Now, I'm not a doctor, but I know a thing or two about pushing my body to the limit. And trust me, when it comes to extreme activities like skydiving and bungee jumping, it's always better to err on the side of caution. If you have any doubts about your health, don't hesitate to consult a medical professional. Get a checkup, talk to your doctor, make sure you're good to go. It's a small price to pay for peace of mind and a safe experience. And hey, even if you're generally healthy, it's not a bad idea to get the green light from a doctor, especially if you've never done anything like this before. They can assess your individual risk factors and give you personalized advice. Remember guys, safety is not a suggestion, it's a necessity. So take care of yourselves, listen to your bodies, and let's make sure we're all around to share our epic adventure stories for years to come. Alright, so you're about to jump out of a perfectly good plane. Awesome. But hold your horses, Maverick. Before you go full send, let's talk about training. You can't just slap on a parachute and hope for the best. Spoiler alert, it doesn't work that way. There's a reason why there are certified training programs. These programs teach you muscle memory and mental fortitude. Hours of ground school cover aerodynamics and emergency procedures. Trust me, this is where the magic starts. You'll bond with fellow skydivers, sharing stories and anxieties. This camaraderie makes skydiving special. Now, ground school is one thing, but nothing beats getting your hands dirty, or should I say windy. This is where theory gets put to the test. You'll be in the wind tunnel, feeling the rush of air as you learn to control your body in free fall. Practice jumps from lower altitudes help you get a feel for the parachute and how to land safely. Spend time with your instructors, ask questions, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Repetition is key. The more you practice, the more instinctive it becomes. You want your reactions to be second nature when you're up there at 10,000 feet. When you're standing at the edge of that plane, you want to know you're prepared to make it back down in one piece. Let's talk about the elephant in the room: emergencies. Skydiving and bungee jumping are extreme sports with inherent risks. Understanding emergency procedures is crucial. It's about knowing what to do when things go sideways. Procedures vary by jump type, equipment, and company. The key is reacting quickly and decisively in a crisis. Parachute malfunctions, tangled lines, sudden weather changes, bad landings. You need to know what to do instinctively. No time for hesitation. Practice drills ingrain these procedures into your muscle memory. What do these emergency procedures entail? Know your equipment inside and out. Understand how your parachute works and how to deploy your reserve. Learn hand signals for mid-air communication. Control your descent and steer clear of obstacles. Most importantly, stay calm. Practice and visualize scenarios. Knowledge is power. We're standing at the edge of the unknown, staring down at the Earth from thousands of feet in the air. Our hearts are pounding like a drum solo in a rock concert. This is it, the moment of truth. Amidst the adrenaline and awe-inspiring view, keeping your cool is crucial. Look, I get it. You're about to jump out of a perfectly good plane or hurl yourself off a bridge with only a rubber band to save you. Your body's going into overdrive, pumping you full of adrenaline. It's easy to let that take over, to succumb to the panic. But panic is the enemy. Panic leads to mistakes, and in extreme sports, mistakes can have serious consequences. When you panic, you stop thinking clearly. You react impulsively, making decisions you wouldn't otherwise make. Your fine motor skills go out the window, and you start to fumble, hesitate, second-guessing every move. So how do you combat this? It's all about mental preparation, about finding that inner zen even amidst the chaos. It's about reminding yourself that you've got this, that you're trained, prepared, and ready for this moment. Easier said than done, right? Breathe. Take deep, slow breaths. It calms your nervous system and helps you focus. Choose a focal point, like the horizon or your instructor's hand. Concentrate on that point. Remember those emergency procedures? If something goes wrong, react calmly. Finally, remember why you're doing this. Embrace your fears and turn that adrenaline into joy. Take a deep breath, focus, and take the leap. The feeling of freedom is unlike anything else. All right, we're getting down to the wire now, about to step off the precipice of sanity and into the wild blue yonder. But before you even think about taking that leap of faith, you gotta double-check everything. And I mean everything. This ain't the time to be shy, guys. You're about to put your life in the hands of gravity, wind resistance, and some very well-placed nylon. Ask questions, get your hands dirty, tug on those straps like your life depends on it. Because, newsflash, it kinda does. I'm talking about going full-on checklist nerd here. Harness snug? Check. Reserve chute packed by a professional who hopefully loves their mother? Check. GoPro charged and ready to capture your soon-to-be viral freakout? Double check. Look, I'm all about trusting your gut, but in this particular scenario, trust the process even more. A few extra seconds of scrutiny can be the difference between a highlight reel and a hospital visit, and I'm pretty sure none of us are subscribed to my channel for the medical thrillers. Don't let anyone tell you that double-checking makes you look scared or inexperienced. It's called being alive and wanting to stay that way. The pros, the veterans, they check their gear twice too. Because here's the thing, complacency breeds disaster. Embrace the pre-jump jitters. Channel that nervous energy into meticulous preparation. And hey, if nothing else, all that meticulous checking will give you something to do while you wait. Because once that door opens, there's no turning back, and you're gonna want to be damn sure you're ready. Okay, so you've listened to your instructors, triple-checked your gear, and accepted the very real possibility that you might turn into a human meteor. Now comes the fun part, actually enjoying the experience. I know, easier said than done when you're hurtling towards the earth at terminal velocity. But seriously, try to soak it all in. The wind whipping past your face, the ground rushing up to meet you, the sheer terror-inducing exhilaration of it all. Because this is it, guys. This is living life on the edge, embracing the unknown, staring fear directly in the eyeballs, and giving it a big ol' thumbs up. This is the kind of stuff that stories are made of, the kind of experience that changes you forever. So take a deep breath, let out a primal scream, and enjoy the freaking ride. This is your moment, man. Own it. Listen, I've traveled the world, met amazing people, and made a career out of talking to a camera. But let me tell you, my most vivid memories are from pushing my boundaries, stepping outside my comfort zone. Whether it was riding my skateboard, chasing a story, or jumping out of a plane, those moments make life worth living. Don't forget to experience the jump. This is your story to tell, your chance to prove you're capable of anything. And if you puke, that's part of the story too. Makes for a great anecdote at parties. And there you have it, folks. My top 10 safety tips for skydiving and bungee jumping. Look, I know I like to joke around, but seriously, safety first, second, and third. These activities are incredible, exhilarating, life-changing even, but they're not without their risks. So be smart, be prepared, and most importantly, have fun. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you found these tips helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content. Stay safe and see you next time.